Hey there guys, I'm Royal Gorilla, and in preparation for Black Ops 2 Zombies, I thought I'd bring you the complete up-to-date zombie storyline right from the start of World at War. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope I get most of this information correct, so let's get started. Now, it all started when Dr. Ludwig Maxis and his scientist team, Group 935, were tasked with creating an army of super soldiers and new technology for the German government. The project was christened Der Riese, or the Giant. In his experiments, Maxis used an element 115 to create the zombies. 115 originated from asteroids that hit the Earth from outer space. The zombies, however, couldn't be controlled, and would always be killed when they went berserk. While this was going on, Dr. Edward Richthofen was testing 115 on living test subjects to create his super soldiers at a Siberian facility. In his experiments, Richthofen used Takeo Masaki, Nikolai Belinsky, and an unknown Mexican. When Richthofen accidentally killed the Mexican, he replaced him with Tank Dempsey. Dempsey had recently been captured when he went to spy on the asylum to rescue Dr. Peter McCain, an OSS spy sent to infiltrate Group 935. After being captured, a Marine recon team was sent in after him to the abandoned asylum. Richthofen, however, already suspected Peter McCain, along with Harvey Yaner, and the team was killed. The testing affected each of the subjects' minds, making Dempsey extremely aggressive, quieting Takeo into only reciting Japanese proverbs, and making Nikolai functionless without vodka. It also had the side effect of erasing their recent memories, making them forget how Richthofen captured them and what he did to them. Maxis also invented 115-powered teleporters, but they would always destroy anything sent through them. All of these experiments were done with his assistant, Dr. Richthofen. Without Maxis, Richthofen and Schuster would complete the first successful teleportation with a walnut using a very small amount of 115. When Maxis found out about this, he criticised Richthofen for not working on his project and that teleporting a walnut wasn't a big deal. Maxis then told Richthofen that he was going to make a deal with the Nazi Party for money and equipment in exchange for weapons. These new weapons Group 935 created were also powered by 115. Maxis created the ray gun, based on plans received from Shinonuma. Richthofen created the monkey bomb and Wonder Waffle DG2 from 115. Maxis promised to mass-produce the DG2 to his superiors, but his growing infatuation with Sophia slowed his progress and infuriated Richthofen, who was secretly plotting to overthrow him and take control of Group 935. Richthofen continued his teleporter test with Schuster behind Maxis' back. Richthofen was the first human test subject and was sent to the MPD, which he believed to be of alien origin. When he touched it, he felt static electricity and started hearing whispering inside his head. He was then teleported to a jungle. Dr. Schuster got worried and planned to scrap the teleporter when Richthofen had been gone for a few days, but he returned just as Schuster was talking about it and told him there was work to be done. Richthofen sounded much crazier and Schuster noticed this immediately. Two Group 935 scientists, Dr. Groff and Dr. Schuster, were stationed at the moon base and were trying to figure out how to work the MPD. When Schuster killed a rat, its soul was absorbed by a glass vial protruding from the machine. The pair then proceeded to kill many people until the device was filled with souls. The bodies were buried on the moon, leaving them open to zombification. When they finished, they contacted Richthofen, who told them that he was going to finally get rid of Maxis, indicating that the two scientists were aware of his scheme all along. Unbeknownst to Maxis, Richthofen had already mastered teleportation, while Maxis was still trying to master it. Maxis was getting frustrated that he could not send a subject to the mainframe, so Maxis then used his daughter Samantha's dog, Fluffy, as a teleporter test subject, but once again failed. The dog was teleported, but instead of being destroyed like past subjects, she was zombified, the first hellhound. When Samantha came running in and started questioning her dad about what had happened to her dog, Maxis tried to stop her and get her out of the room. Richthofen then followed through with his previously planned betrayal by locking Maxis and his daughter in the room with the hellhound. He then activated the teleporter, which he thought killed Samantha and Maxis. Little did Richthofen know that Maxis' teleporter actually worked and sent Samantha to the moon base. In her fear, she ran to the MPD and became the one who controlled the zombies. When Richthofen was informed of what had occurred, he warned the pair of scientists about the hellhound and then told them to find a way to get Maxis. When Maxis was found, they let him approach his daughter to calm her down. After apologising for his actions, Maxis told Samantha to kill all of the Group 935 scientists for betraying him and was subsequently shot. Samantha then proceeded to fulfill her father's request by unleashing the zombie hordes. Richtofen retreated with his super soldiers to Shinonuma to think things through. When the zombies attacked Richtofen, he realised that Samantha will stop at nothing to seek revenge. Richtofen planned to recover all the equipment to take control of the zombies. Richtofen then took the group to Der East, which had been abandoned since the zombie takeover. The group used the Wonder Waffle DG2's 115 to overcharge the teleporter, making it capable of time travel. Richtofen was apparently unaware of this possibility until he tried it. He seemed unconcerned that he and his partners had been teleported to an abandoned theatre in Germany in an unknown year. Although he didn't know what year it was, Richtofen knew about the theatre, as it was the place Maxis would unveil the teleporter to the German High Command. Though since Maxis was killed, the theatre was abandoned. Sometime prior to the character's arrival at the Soviet Cosmodrome, Yuri Kravchevsky was transferred to work on sending monkeys into space, much to his dismay. His transfer was caused by his superior, Gersh, who he holds a grudge against. As the radio messages progress, Yuri notices the teddy bear and the Matryoshka dolls, and wonders how a child could be let into the station. The child then slowly drives Yuri insane. Yuri, in his state of insanity, finishes the Gersh device and has Gersh test it, letting in the zombies and trapping Gersh within the Aether. Yuri soon realises his mistake and is heard screaming at the end of the last recording. After the events of Kino der Toten, the main characters somehow reach an abandoned Soviet Cosmodrome. The characters then hear Gersh, who tells them that the mechanism must be repaired. He is referring to the Casimir mechanism, which must be repaired by completing different tasks. After all of the tasks are completed and the mechanism is repaired, Gersh was freed. While the events of Ascension are occurring in Russia, the events of 5 are also unfolding in the Pentagon. A piece of intel reveals that all Wonder Waffle materials were to be moved to American-controlled installations. As a mainframe is visible behind one of the windows in 5, it is apparent that it was moved there prior to this order. While John F. Kennedy, Robert McNamara, Fidel Castro and Richard Nixon are negotiating, zombies break into the Pentagon, with only the 4 of them left to fight them off. While fighting, they call Dempsey, Takeo, Nikolai and Richtofen using 3 red phones spread throughout the Pentagon. Their calls show that they're running out of ammo and will soon be defeated. As they continue fighting, the 3 super soldier test subjects slowly regain their memories. Takeo is the first to remember, and remarks to himself that someday, when the group is finished fighting zombies, Richtofen will get what he deserves. He also shows his observations of the other 2. He believes Nikolai drinks vodka because he wishes to forget his past and can't function when he remembers it, perhaps meaning Nikolai is beyond hope. Tank, on the other hand, is slowly making progress, as he remembered that he'd seen Richtofen before the fight at Shinonuma. Nakio takes his shifting memories and believes Tank is finally remembering what Richtofen did to him. Sometime in the present, George A. Romero stumbled upon Group 935's research while making a World War II film. He and the cast took a ship out to an abandoned lab in Siberia. After he and the ship's crew were zombified, only the cast, made up of Sarah Michelle Gellar, Robert Englund, Danny Trejo and Michael Rooker, remained. This set the stage for Call of the Dead. After the Casimir mechanism was completed in Ascension, it overloaded the teleporter and sent the original characters to a Group 935 facility in Siberia, where they were trapped behind a locked door. The celebrities then proceeded to help them escape to paradise. Richtofen then asked the celebrities to help him obtain the Golden Rod, which they did. Richtofen thanks the group by giving them the DG2 to help them fight the zombies. In reality, the group could have escaped after the security system was disabled. It is unknown what became of the celebrities after helping the group escape. Shangri-La, however, does not live up to its name, as its inhabitants have all been zombified before the group's arrival. Richtofen now states that this is his last step to controlling the world before he is teleported there. The temple houses a mining facility filled with element 115, explaining the inhabitants' zombification. Prior to the group's arrival to Shangri-La, 2 explorers, Brock and Gary, went on an expedition to prove their theories on Agatha. Brock later figures out that the temple wasn't built by an ancient civilization, but by people in the modern era interpreting it. After investigating the temple, the pair accidentally activate the temple's time travel and died in a resulting zombie attack. The group travels back in time to help the pair survive. The pair's changing fate is illustrated by the radio that changes message and location as the group helps them. When the group finally create the focusing stone, it lands on an altar with Richtofen's name on it, meaning the temple was in fact another Group 935 facility and explaining Richtofen's knowledge of its location. The two explorers are then sent back to the moment they discover the temple, indicating that they're stuck in a never-ending loop. Now in possession of both the golden rod and the focusing stone, Richtofen believes he can now control the zombies. The group then arrives at Area 51 and uses a teleporter to get to a secret moon base named Griffin Station. When the group reaches Area 51, it is already overrun. Due to the element 115 on the moon, astronauts and scientists there have been zombified before the group's arrival. The people killed by Grove and Schuster contribute even more to the zombie horde. Richtofen then has the group complete the MPD. When the device is completed, it opens up to reveal Samantha Maxis suspended in mid-air. As it turns out, the device acts like a prison and keeps her cryogenically frozen so she can be used to control the zombies. Richtofen goes to a terminal to power up the golden rod, or V device, and the focusing stone, which he fuses together. However, he encounters Dr. Maxis inside the terminal, who tries to stop him. Richtofen switches souls with Samantha to gain control of the zombies, turning their eyes blue. Richtofen finally thinks everything has gone his way, until Takeo, Tank and Nikolai decide to stop him. Dr. Maxis, sensing Richtofen's betrayal, prepared a backup plan in case Richtofen got this far. The group then fires the missiles located on the moon, which destroys the Earth's atmosphere. Richtofen is now only in control of the zombies on the moon, greatly lessening the damage he could cause. So that's the story so far. There's just a couple of other things I'd like to mention before I end. A few theories have arisen throughout the story that have neither been proven or denied that are quite noteworthy. Richtofen describes the MPD as looking alien in origin. In Shangri-La, a possible alien skull can be found on Richtofen's altar, along with a number of carved drawings resembling alien faces. When Richtofen first touches the MPD, he begins to hear voices in his head. We are led to believe that these voices told him what to do and helped him to get what he needed in order to control the zombies. Is it possible that an alien race are in control of Richtofen and are using him to fulfill their own plans? We'll have to wait and find out. Lastly, there's recently been some more speculation about Shangri-La. Rumours have been spreading that Shangri-La might not even be set on Earth, that it might be set on another planet. Many people speculated that this planet was Mars, but this doesn't make sense and doesn't fit into the zombie storyline. However, in some Group 935 reports, there were reports of another planet called Super Earth, where element 115 could be mined. Is this where Shangri-La is set? This has been described as the greatest zombie secret of all time, so we may never find out. Well, that's all now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's been the zombie storyline so far. As soon as Black Ops 2 comes out, I'm going to be playing zombies and posting gameplays on my channel, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see exclusive gameplay first day of release. I've been Royal Gorilla. Remember to like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. Over and out.